Very
Beautiful
delicious.
way. A beautiful way to start the show. Welcome back to the Fumblebrewski. Cheers to you, Fernando. A little clank
Cheers,
right
cheers,
there.
cheers, Spencer. What are you drinking, my friend? What do you got there for me?
A nice, classy vodka soda with the ice already melted.
Hey, man, as long as you said it wasn't a water, that's all I needed to hear,
Not in
man.
water tonight.
I got the little Vasasaur, as always. You know, the little
Go
Dolphins beer. It is
Dolphins.
Dolphin season. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a fan. So,
A little bit,
a
just a
little
little
bit of,
bit.
a little bit.
But
Don't
you
worry,
know,
I can
this
stay
is the best
unbiased, though.
time to be a fan.
What a
Your
time to be
background and
alive.
your beer is so fitting. 3-0, baby. That 3-0 feeling. Man, I don't even know what this feels like.
I mean, I know exactly what it feels like, man. When we first started the show, we were like, hey, let's not talk about too much Dolphins. Spence and I both are Fins fans, but we know most of the NFL. We're not a big fan of our irrelevant team, quote unquote. And now, what are we? ESPN ranked number one. We are balling. Okay, if you want to talk about balling, the Miami
We're not.
Dolphins are number one in the ESPN power rankings. We're three in other power rankings, top five in most. We've got the offense. We've got the number one QB in the stats, the everything, the wins, undefeated in the AFC. The Dolphins are beasts, bro. So we're allowed to talk about them and allowed to be a little homerish now, bro, because now we're relevant.
I mean, that is very true. But I will say, I personally don't think the Dolphins should be number one. I don't think we're the best team in the NFL. I don't think
Who
we're the best
better?
team in the
Who
NFL. I do
better?
think we're top five. I still think the Bills are better than us.
Bill lost.
They did lose. I think as a team, they're still better than us. But that was a fantastic win. A pretty weird game. We got a butt punt, which is always nice, especially
Not
when you
nice.
don't lose because of it. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if we lost that game. Like, we're all making fun of the butt punt now, right? Like, so I'm like, wow, yeah, that's such a great picture. You know, the picture NFL posted, whatever. Well, yeah, that's such a funny picture. That's incredible. But if we lost that game because of that punt, that would not be as funny of a moment.
No, definitely not. Would not have been as funny of a moment, but still was so scary in the moment, bro. At Hard Rock, like I had a heart attack, Spencer. Like I thought I was gonna die. I thought it was over for me, bro. Like,
I forgot
oh,
you're at the game.
oh, dude. Are you like how superstitious of a sports fan are you, Spence? Like
Pretty
you
superstitious.
okay? So you like
Like,
I believe I
not
can
not
impact the game.
not really, but like in a joking way. But
Okay,
yes.
like when Josh Allen threw it into the ground, and I was just thinking in my laugh, haha, noodle arm, Josh Allen, fourth down, loser, loser, loser. I got up, dude. I like stood on the seat part, like not the flat part of the seat, but like the wall of the seat, and I just started
Oh,
freaking out,
okay.
and I was just like, yeah. And then
I
I
will say,
realized, oh no, we can still lose the game. We need to get a first down and whatnot. And I freaked out, bro. My heart dropped when we got the butt punt. I was like, this is all my fault. I flew too close to the sun. I celebrated too early. It's
I
all
would do
because
that.
of me. It's
Yes.
all my fault.
See, I do that.
I was heartbroken. My buddies were like, what's wrong, Nando? I was literally about to get on my knees and beg the stadium for forgiveness. And we held on,
I really,
motherfuckers.
I would have loved if we, got a couple yards in that drive. Maybe got a first down and just ended the game right there. Wasn't the best executed drive, I'll say. But you know what? We pulled out the win. That's all that matters. We're 3-0, and we're heading into the Thursday night game against Cincinnati, which we'll get to in a little bit. That's going to be an exciting game. Tua probable for now, so we'll hope he plays. Quick side note, I frankly didn't think, I mean, I don't know the whole story, but from what I can tell, it seems like it actually wasn't a head injury, that it was his back. He looked very coherent. I mean, he went out and won the football game, and then I watched the interviews after, and he looked very coherent the whole time. Uh, Still not a good thing to see your quarterback get up and wobble like that. I mean, see anybody get up and wobble like that,
It was
but it
definitely
didn't seem
scary.
like it was his head, which is good.
It looks to be his back, so I'm okay with that. That's mainly pain management, and that makes a lot more sense why his trainer right after the game was like, "Tua's fine, he's gonna play." Granted, he was
Hopefully
probably a
he does.
little too many Vasasurs,
Yeah.
but because he should not be replying to that stuff on Twitter directly. But hey, Nick Hicks, you're a savage, so I love it. I love the energy. Thanks for letting me know. I've been confident, and boom, we're good. The Dolphins are balling. Who you got
The
for
Dolphins,
falling though?
yeah. Bottom line, Dolphins are balling.
Who
But
you got for
let's see who
falling?
else is balling. I guess we didn't even get to who's balling, who's falling. I clicked the wrong.
Dolphins were my balling, bro. So who you got for
The
balling?
Dolphins were your balling.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I swapped into it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for a fallen then. And I said no, I'll go for balling first. Let's stay on balling theme. Jacksonville Jaguars are my balling. They look great. They might be good.
I love
We
Doug
can go back in
Peterson,
the tapes.
Mike
We
McDaniel,
can go
Coach of
back
the
in
Year
the tapes.
challenge.
We can go back in the tapes. And I said that the Jaguars are going to be pretty good. I felt that they were on the up. I didn't know they were going to be this good. But so far, Trevor Lawrence looks confidence. The James
Brewski
Robinson,
Damas.
Travis Etienne combo is really working right now. And they just dismantled the Chargers. And they
Brewski
dismantled
Damas,
the Colts.
bro.
That's 2 games in a row, right?
Yeah, I know they blanketed the Colts, bro, 24-0, and then they beat the Justin Herbert Chargers, held them to a measly 10 points, and I'm supposed to be afraid of Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Okay, sure. Real contenders out here. The Dolphins are out here beating the Bills, and the Chargers are losing to the Jaguars, bro. But like that being said, the Jaguars do look legit, Spencer. So that could be
good.
But that could be a little bit more to credit to the Jaguars than it is knocking on the Chargers, I guess, down the line. But as of right now, you best believe I'm a clown the Chargers. But I do agree that the Jags are balling.
Speaking of the Jags, actually, funny, I just went to a Broadway show this evening, and as I walked out, I'm like, hold up, is that Trevor Lawrence? Some guy a couple of rows ahead of me on our way out, he was wearing this like leather jacket. He had the long flow, the big nose, and he really looked like Trevor Lawrence to the point where I walked out to take a double look to see if it was Trevor Lawrence. And to my surprise, yeah, it was not Trevor Lawrence.
To your surprise.
It was just some dude with long hair and probably significantly less football ability. But either way, Trevor Lawrence, you get a ball in this week. Congratulations to you. Do you have anybody who's fallen, Fernando?
Really fallen for me, bro. I hate to do it to the people who are probably sick of it, but the hater hat comes back on, bro. My guy, Russell Wilson, a fallen once again, bro. That was one of the most boring games I've ever seen in my life. 11 points, just a classic Russ experience of him getting bailed out by a strong defensive showing. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because on my way into Hard Rock, there was a clown wearing a Broncos shirt, bro, and I was just talking some stuff. I was like, Jesus Christ, why is there an idiot wearing a Broncos shirt? He overheard me, bumps into me rough, and he just goes, oh, yeah, you guys have to watch Tua Tagovailoa lose to the Bills today. I was like, you're watching Russell Wilson get freaking mollywopped, okay, getting carried by a defense. He sucks. Started listing him off all my little statistics. He didn't know he bumped into a Russell Wilson hater. Okay, I bumped into all my statistics of the Seahawks of all this, and he's like, "I don't care about the Seahawks. I care about the Broncos." I was like, "Well, your Broncos are 1-1, and it looks like you're not going to win the AFC West." Yada yada yada. Get tuned for an ugly game. Told me they were going to beat the Niners by 70 points. Okay, they won 11-6. What?
How long was your restaurant last season? 8 minutes, was it? Did you have an 8-minute
like restaurant? 7 minutes, bro. Spencer even went to the bathroom. I was still going, bro.
Yeah,
I was chilling, bro. And it all was proven right because my guy Russ is struggling on the Broncos.
Hey,
big failing.
I feel weird about this one a little bit because here's my only thing. Like, I will say, yeah, he does not look good. The Broncos do not look good. The offense just doesn't look good. They're not cohesive. The coaching doesn't look great. He doesn't look fantastic, but
he has his moments. He has his moments, but
at the end of the day, they're 2-1 right now.
Not because of Russell Wilson.
Yes, but as ugly as they have looked, they have the same record as the Bills. As ugly as they have looked, and as fantastic as the Bills have looked, they have the same record right now. So they've got time. They've afforded themselves the opportunity to fix it. You assume that they'll get better throughout the season.
Congratulations. They beat Geno Smith and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, no, you're totally right. And they've looked terrible. I don't think they're for real. I think they've got big problems. They do not.
Oh, no, they lost to Geno. My bad.
Who loves Geno?
They lost week 1, right? Oh no,
Yes,
the
they
Seahawks.
did lose to
No, the
Geno. You're
Broncos.
right.
No, the Broncos won week 1. I'm an idiot, bro. Keep
They
talking,
won week
Spencer.
1?
Just keep talking.
No, the Seahawks won the first week. Yeah, they beat the Broncos. Remember? I definitely remember that.
Oh yeah, the Seahawks won, and then they barely
Yes,
beat
and
the
then the
Texans.
Broncos won the
Yeah,
next
so they
2.
beat Davis Mills
Davis Mills. Wow, what
and
an
Jimmy
easy
Garoppolo.
start to the
These guys
season there for
suck,
the
bro.
Broncos. Yeah,
They
what an easy start
suck.
to the season.
They
Yeah.
suck.
But anyways, he is 2-1. He's
Or
got a
Nathaniel
chance to
Hackett. You
fix.
could put it on him on the fallen too.
He's
Whatever.
got a chance to fix whatever's going on. But yeah, he's not looking too good right now. I'm gonna go. No, you know what? Oh yeah, okay. Last one before we go on to fantasy. I gotta give a quick ball in to Jerry Jones. I never do this because I'm not a Jerry Jones fan. I'm not a Jerry Jones fan. But I'm
Jerry
gonna give
Jones?
a quick ball into Jerry Jones just because they
Handy
look pretty
Hornets?
bad week 1. Dak goes down, and then Cooper Rush comes in and they win 2 games in a row. They're thinking our season is toast, right? Dak's gone for at least a month. Season's already dead. We looked bad before he was gone. What are we gonna do now? They're 2-1 now. Season's not. I mean, they're not as good as the Eagles. The Eagles look great, and they're not nearly on that level. But you know what? They're afloat. So if I'm Jerry Jones, that's a win. If I'm Jerry Jones and I see my franchise quarterback go down in week 1, and you tell me I'm 2-1 after 3 weeks, I will take that any day.
Any day. No, you're right. I'm not one to congratulate owners, but Jerry does like to get down and dirty with it. So,
I don't like Jerry Jones, but
we'll give it. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like Jerry Jones because of how involved he is, but that is kind of why he does deserve the ball. And if they are doing well, this is his weird master plan. So, hey, it all works out. Cooper Rush over Dak Prescott.
I think McCarthy's gone by the end of the season.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm this close to cutting Dak Prescott in my dynasty league, man.
Who's first? Mike McCarthy goes, or Matt Rule from the Panthers goes? Who gets fired first?
What are the records? They're both 2-1.
Bad. I mean, the Cowboys are 2-1, but they haven't looked great, and the Panthers are 1-2, maybe 0-3.
In turns.
Where are my stats?
Chop, Cornelius.
They're 1-2.
1-2, and they're still second in the NFC South. What a god awful division.
Yeah, not great right now.
Matt Rule has a little bit more pressure on him. I think Mike McCarthy is going to get a little bit saved in the fact that Dak went down. They're looking a little hotter, so Matt Rule is probably going to go a little. He's on the hot seat, bro. They need to do well this year. They've done a whole lot of QB experiments that haven't worked so far.
Yeah.
And then they drafted Corral. He's not playing for the season because of injuries. Like they bring in Baker, they bring in Darnold, they bring
Cam too.
Yeah, they brought in Cam, they brought in PJ Walker. They bring in QB after QB, and nothing works. You're right. So like, it's his time to put up or shut up.
Yeah. I think they got to start winning, or he could be gone. I think he could be the first coach fired. If they don't pick it up, they do not look too good. Baker doesn't look very good. You're right. Didn't work with Darnold. Didn't work with Cam Newton. Didn't work with PJ Walker.
They got weapons. They've got DJ Moore, C-Max back, like Robbie Anderson's no slump.
Exactly. And he also has a pretty bad track record of not being able to win. So I think he could be out of a job pretty soon.
And that defense is gas.
In and out of jobs. Time to move on to Fantasy Fallout, boys, and who should be in and out of your lineup. But we're going to start this Fantasy Fallout, boy, with a shout out to you, Fernando. Because I must say, it is very nice to see how self-aware it is that you're going to lose to me week in and week out when we play each other. You know it's going to happen. And it still continues to come true. So shout out to you. A big walloping this week. What was it? 129-96? Yeah, boys had a good day.
Tough week for me, bro. It's exactly what I called though. I said Spencer always beats me. Trevor attested to it as well. We saw. Spencer's my kryptonite. The Krimsky kryptonite is a real curse, and it's an unfortunate one that I have to bear, and it's a cross I bear alone then. But thankfully, Gabe Davis got minimized in real life and in fantasy. He had 6-point-something points. Tua and Waddle, they were a little slower in the fantasy world for me this week.
It wasn't great.
So yeah, oh no, I have Hill in that league. You're right. Yeah, so it was a little tougher, but it's fine. We can bounce back. That's my fantasy advice to you all. You think, what does this have to do with me, Spencer and Nando's league? A champion such as me, maybe such as yourself, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably a champion. Unless you're a Spencer fan, then you might be one of his ilk. There's two kinds of fantasy players. The fantasy players who can win early and then not sustain it and then end up missing the playoffs, because 2-1 is fine now, but we'll see how you shake out. You might be 1-2, but that does give you the advantage in the waiver wire. You can make some nice moves, because you got the lower priority. And hey, as long as you keep your 0.4 intact and you keep within a game or two of someone in your division, or if there's no divisions just behind the 4th seed, you're good to rock. You're still alive. Make that late season push. Take advantage of everyone else's bye weeks and injuries. And you, my friend, still have a fighting chance, a fighting moment. Fuck you, Spencer. Fuck you and Rice Krispies, bro, because we are making a Mount glorious comeback. Spencer beats me every year, and every year I make the playoffs, and every year Spencer's sitting on the sidelines by week 15. So there you go.
Usually true. But for all those Team Spencer fans out there, this is our year. This is our year.
That is your team name.
That is my team name. You know what? Hey, but I'm, shifting. I'm in a work league this year. First year in this league. First year at this job. And I'm in a work league. It's been about like 3 months since I've been there. And I didn't know what to name my team name. I don't have like inside jokes with these people. So I named my team Still Undefeated, right? Because it was during the draft. Make a funny joke, still undefeated, haven't played a game yet. Lo and behold, I'm 3-0, and I'm the last undefeated team in the league. So you know what? Still undefeated, we ride.
Am I really undefeated, Spencer? We like that.
Look at that.
Spencer, you got to send me an invite to your work league next year, bro. It sounds like there's a bunch of chumps in there. So
yeah. I will say I got swindled during the draft.
Of course you did.
Absolutely swindled on Tyreek Hill. I probably wasn't going to take him, but the girl who was she was, I think, 2 picks after me. And I'm about to pick, I'm like, it's one before I pick. Tyreek's still on the board. He would be like a little bit of a reach at that point. That was like late first round, I think. And she's like, was bringing up Tyreek Hill's off the field issues. And I'm like,
and she swindled you?
I'm like, yeah, but he's fast. You know what? And I didn't choose.
You let her get in your head in the draft?
And I didn't lose Tyreek Hill. 2 picks later, she picks Tyreek Hill.
Dude, she literally got in your head. Conniving. Yo, never mind. I don't want to get in your work league where you got some dirty, devious. Props to that girl though. That's the kind of cutthroat women you need. Okay, playing in the fantasy league. I like that. Props to her.
I'm 3-0 though. I'm undefeated,
dude.
And that's all that matters right now.
Momentum, bro. The biggest thing in fantasy football right now for all owners is work your waiver wires still. Get some trades in. If the guys, for example, maybe later in the round you drafted someone else's handcuff, now's the time to start moving it. Now when the Dalvin Cooks and the DeAndre Swifts are getting hurt, if you got someone else's handcuff like the Jamal Williamses or the Alexander Madisons, you flip them for whatever it is, milk that owner dry. Okay. If you have the leverage of that back is actually injured, trade it to that owner. It might seem tempting to ride them for 2-3 weeks, but then their value is going to come crashing down. You might as well trade them at their values high and get it good. You're good to rock, bro.
Madison's an interesting guy because he's one of the few people who's like always a bench guy. But then you know what? If he plays week to week, whenever he plays, he's starter level in fantasy. I think that's awesome to see. Quick shout out to Tyler for joining and watching with us on this late night podcast here.
Oh, let's go, Tyler. What is up, man?
But
Nando,
I'm sure Tyler agrees.
Bro.
I'm sure Tyler agrees that Alexander Madison is a week-to-week starter if he's playing. One of those weird players. You know who could become that guy? Khalil Herbert.
Yes, fellow Heritage alumni. Let's go.
I'm a little worried about David Montgomery because
Tough
he went
injury,
down
man.
and Khalil Herbert balled out. So it's either Khalil Herbert turns into that Madison guy where he doesn't play as much when Montgomery's healthy, but then he balls out every time he's hurt, or he could just earn himself some timeshare there.
Well,
What do you
I
think is
agree,
going to
bro.
happen?
There was definitely talk over the offseason that Khalil Herbert might be a better fit for that Bears offense, what they're trying to bring. And hey, last year when Montgomery went down, Khalil Herbert took off and had some nice run. And this year, now that Montgomery's gone down again, it looks like Khalil Herbert could be locking up some starting work, man. He's young, that heritage guy, fellow class of 2016 stud. So we rock, bro. I'm pulling for Khalil Herbert to make a nice move, man.
Is Montgomery that hurt? How hurt is he?
I think he's only missing like 2-3 weeks, but that is enough, bro. When the gap wasn't that big, anyways.
He was my RB1.
Ooh, and you don't have Khalil Herbert? Well, that's like what I was talking about in that fantasy segment, bro. You gotta get the
It's
handcuff, and
okay.
if you don't, you
All
might
right.
have to pay the price, Spence.
I got Robinson and I got oh yikes, AJ Dillon.
No, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. We're on the up and up. We're on the up and up. It's okay. It's time to get into the Dolphins. We talked about it a little bit before.
Let's go.
Dolphins.
I love
versus
convincing
Bengals.
Spencer to talk about the Dolphins, baby.
I love talking about the Dolphins. I talk about the Dolphins too much.
That's what I'm saying. See, Spencer's the smart neutral guy, bro. He's the guy he's the smart cookie on the show, bro. I'm the passionate dude, and we're good to rock.
But Dolphins Bengals should be an exciting one. Could be a trap game for the Dolphins on the road Thursday night, short week, kind of battered around. You wish your quarterback had more time. I honestly maybe even think Teron Armstead should sit. If he's not fully healthy, he's more important to have throughout the whole season than to like rush him during a Thursday night game. I'd be okay if we decide to not rush him back or play him. But I do think that if Tua plays, we got a good shot to win this game.
I agree. I think we're in a nice spot. I understand the concept of like the trap game. I'm not too sure if it's more. I think it's more of like a game I'd avoid in gambling, not more of because we're underdogs, So it's not like really like it's a trap, like we're.
Good line, yeah. I will say, very few times can you have like the number one team in ESPN power rankings be a plus 165 underdog. So it might be worth the bet just because the odds are not going to be this.
I might still fire away, but only because I have not gambled on the Dolphins and it seems to be working this season. I'm staying away.
Don't.
Yeah, no.
Stay away.
I'm not allowed to partake in the fun right now. But fun it has been to watch Dolphins games in general. I'd love to see if Tua plays, mainly for it's a primetime game, so I want the entire league to see this offense. I also just want them to have a good game in general. A Tua Burrow game is just so much more exciting than a Teddy Bridgewater Joe Burrow game. We saw what happens when Teddy comes in the offense. It looks like a nightmare. Okay.
I can't do this, Fernando. I just thought, sorry, I interrupted you, but I just thought again, they are cooking up wins. Oh, Tyler, you're right. They are cooking up wins. And see, this is why I just am going crazy right now. Before the season, I'm like, I hope that we can be 2-2 out of the first 4 games. That would be great. 2-2, I'd be thrilled. And now we got a chance to be 4-0 going in. Oh man, I don't know what to feel.
I know what I'm feeling, bro. If we win, if we go 4-0, we're going 11-0. The Dolphins. Who's gonna stop us, bro?
I don't know. About
health permitting, then you play health permitting. You play the Jets, the Vikings, the Steelers, the Lions, the Bears. Then you play the Browns and then the Texans.
You're right. You're right. We should probably be favored in all of those games. But there's weird things happen. It's the NFL. And maybe we slip up against like the Vikings or something. Justin Jefferson goes off or something.
Valid.
I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully we do go 11-0. But I think we are going to win this game. And I think I'm gonna pick two scores. I think there's 2 possibilities. It's either like a 24-21 very tight game, maybe last minute field goal, overtime even win, or it's 35-7 Dolphins.
Okay.
It's either tight overtime win or I'm talking blowout. and our offense just goes off. Everything's clicking, and it's a rout. But yeah, I'm going to Dolphins win. We're going to hit 4-0. Realistically, 24-21 is my pick. So total of 45 points there.
Okay, total of 45 points. I like that we're doing the totals. It is eerie that Spencer and I's brains continue to work in a similar fashion, man, because it's a short week. I want to think that our offense is going to go off, but Tyler is right. Waddle's questionable. If we want to rest him for the groin, I'm okay with that. I need Tua to play, but again, that begs the question how much he play if we do sit Teron Armstead. Austin Jackson might come back, so we might see a configuration of the line where you see Austin Jackson at left tackle and keep Regulattle at right tackle, and then quote unquote the line is fine. But I still think it's going to be 27-24, real tight game. That's a total of 51. Right, I'm bad at math, but I think that's what it flies up to.
27-24, yeah, that's 51.
There we go. So
look at that, fast math.
There we go.
Maybe
so it is
the brain. Maybe you're the brains of the show.
I can do addition and subtraction. Anything further than that is a little bit of a tall task,
Okay.
So, but that works for me, man. 51. I want to see a tad action, but we're a bit banged up. I'm not too impressed with the Bengals. I thought there was a hilarious comment on Twitter calling the end of our Cinderella story when, by all accounts, so far it looks like last year what the Bengals had was a Cinderella story, a 1-year fluke where they went from irrelevant suck to Super Bowl, and now they're 1-2 again with a good possibility of being 1-3. So
I don't know.
It's crazy if I'm hearing snack from the Bengals right now. I was too, but we're 3-0 and they're 1-2 and they're talking snack blows my mind. So I hope for a beatdown. Okay, especially after that little.
And I still think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are like the real deal. I do. But I don't know what's going on right now.
They better be. They're both on my dynasty team, so they better be. They do not look
good right now. Before we get into before we close up here,
51 points still. I like that, Tyler.
21. I like that.
Win by 9, but still 51 total. So we're almost on the same wavelength, my friend. We cook.
Tyler, I'm gonna need your help in a little bit when we talk about House on the House. Hopefully, you're a good influence. We'll see. But before we get into that, I do have one question though. What was going on with Josh Allen? That was a weird reaction. I've never seen him react the way he did. We got under his skin all game. You know what I mean? From the very first quarter, after they missed that first third down or fourth down, he slammed the ball on the turf. He took off Christian Wilkins' helmet, and then he was so angry after the game. Then he was sad and was crying into his shoulder. What was going on there? Why did the game mean so much to him? Or am I just reading too much into that? And I made that up.
People said he was tired, man. I don't understand what they mean.
He was tired. The whole Bills team was not in good shape.
Are you talking?
Was not in good condition.
Are you talking about the clip where he rests his head onto his shoulder?
Yeah. It is a funny picture.
I'm putting it up right now. I just wanted to make sure that's what we were both talking about.
I know he wasn't actually crying, but I will say he was very emotional all game. He was. But I don't know if he just wanted it a lot.
I couldn't find it.
Or if he was so tired, whatever it was. But he was very emotional. Ken Dorsey was slamming his clipboards and
I've got that, my
temper
friend.
tantrum in the booth there. Shout out Ken Dorsey. It's all about the U. National champion Ken Dorsey.
I can share that, my friend.
Yeah, the tantrum there.
Yeah, that's what I found at first. I realized that's not what you wanted to see, but now we're talking about it. So
that's incredible.
The passion, the rage.
After he slams the notebook down once or twice, when he realizes it's not damaged enough, he's got to pick it up again, crumple it up, and then throw it again.
I love that.
And the awareness of the other coach to block the camera there. I like that. That's a pretty high IQ play for whoever that guy was. So who's balling? That guy's balling this week.
That assistant gets an extra cup of coffee. A good man right there. Josh Allen met his new daddy, Tua Tagovailoa. I love that. We're good to go.
Okay, and now since the sad portion of our show.
Tyler, the Chargers fan. We rock. Don't worry. You can respect all
Oh,
teams. We talk all teams on the Fumblebrewski, man. So found a
San
good show.
Diego fan.
Yeah, San Diego fan.
Okay, San Diego Chargers. I like San Diego Chargers. You know, they had the nicer powder blue jerseys, LT. You know, Justin Herbert. Now, you know, I guess we can't like him as Tua fans, but I do like Justin Herbert. I think he's pretty good. He just needs to learn how to win. Anyways, House on the House. I'm glad we didn't continue it. I'm glad we didn't continue it this past week because I was thinking about bringing it back for one bet and one bet only last week, and that was the Chiefs -5.5 against the Colts because the Colts have looked terrible, and then lo and behold, of course, because that's what I thought was going to happen, the Colts decided to just go ahead and beat the Chiefs. So I think we should probably keep the segment retired for now to clear it's not looking too good. Tyler, if you've got any fantastic bets that you're looking forward to, clearly we need the help right now if we want to bring this segment back. Fernando, anything that's eyeing your interest, or are we going to play it safe?
We know I'm absolutely garbage at gambling. If you want to actually go back to the tapes over the last 2 years, most of my bets have not hit, and I've actually led Spencer astray. I actually believe that I have a corrupt little Vegas agent inside of me that every time Spencer is about to get a hit, he makes me whisper the negativity into Spencer's ear and guides him into the rat. I am the trap game. I am the cheese, and I unfortunately lead Spencer astray all the time. So if there is ever a fall of the House on the House, it is due to me. So I apologize to those who have lost money due to me. But I do always say I suck. So
I mean, the games are all not great this week.
The NFL has been tough this week. I definitely don't have any gambles, bro.
Yeah, Packers over the Patriots.
I'm scared.
I don't know. But otherwise, not many gimmies this week. Bunch of pretty mediocre games.
Ride the Dolphins +165.
Ride the Dolphins. That's probably your best value you're gonna bet. Yeah, probably the best value you're gonna get all week. So I'd say probably ride the Dolphins. You know, as a fan, I'll probably just fall for the trap, make the bet. But you know, I do think we're gonna win. We just talked about it right here. I do think we're gonna win. But you're right. Maybe we'll keep the House on the House on pause for one more week, and we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it won't.
We're gonna have to workshop a segment.
I'm excited, Fernando.
I'm pumped.
Are you ready for the game tomorrow? Are you ready to? I can't wait.
I'm beyond electric. I'm beyond jonesing, man. It's originally I had booked this game as, if we beat the Bills, I don't see us beating the Bengals because of all it's going to be a letdown game. The emotions are going to be high. And then how do we go into Cincinnati and capitalize on that? But the Dolphins have looked too good, too nice, playing too strong of football for me to just count them out. And call me a homer what you want. Again, I am a bit of a Miami Dolphins fan. Just a tiny one.
Gave it away. Yeah, I don't know what gave it away.
Yeah, I try to keep it under wraps, but sometimes it just shines through.
I know you try to hide it.
Oh well, it'd be like that sometimes. But
they got to catch their interceptions next time.
That's what I'm saying.
We dropped like 4 picks.
There's even points where they can get even better. It's wild. Like this is a team that has not met its ceiling versus a team in the Bengals that have just been reeling. So how can I say no?
I'll say the fourth quarter Ravens game. That was probably the ceiling of what we can play at. We scored 4 touchdowns in 4 drives and held them to 3 points. So that was probably the ceiling of what we can play at.
So if that's the ceiling, that's the Dolphins play like that. Who can stop?
Got to stay like that. Exactly. Got to stay like that.
Who can stop that? It's impossible.
Right. And I think that's what we just got to do. Like first week or against the Ravens, it was the offense that came alive. Against the Bills, the defense made their important stops. So I think this could be the week. You know, that's why I said, if it's not 24-21, it could be 35-7 because maybe we still haven't played a game together yet as like a full team where just everything's gelling. And if that happens to click for some reason, that game could be around. It might not be this week, but it could happen against one of those next 7 games. So I'm excited for when it does happen because a nice blowout is always good. But until then, signing off. Enjoy the game. Enjoy your week 4. We'll be back to you on Saturday afternoon. Tweet us at Fumblebrewski if you have any picks for us you want us to make, if you want us to talk about anything on the next episode, or just any football takes in general, we're always down for a good conversation.
Let us know.
With that,
Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. And like Spencer said, give us the rundown if you want, bro. We've got Who's Balling, Who's Falling, Fantasy Fallout Boys. We got some prime time pick'em. Any of those segments interest you, give us a holler on the socials, and we'll be sure to shout you out and give you a plug in, man. It'll be a fun time. And with that, my friend Spencer, to steal your thunder, have a safe one, guys. Be easy.
cheers.
And enjoy the Fumblebrewski.